My name is Samantha Northern, and this is my story. Growing up, I never really thought my life was going to consist of anything other than something in the medical field, but I never really knew what I would end up doing. All I knew is that I really wanted to help people who couldn't help themselves, and it didn't matter how. Since I was little, I've always been indecisive, feeling like I wanted to do something but never being absolutely confident in it. I was fortunate enough to be gifted with an amazing family who would be supportive of every interest I was ever curious about. Karate, soccer, guitar lessons, ballet, golf, softball, swimming, horseback riding, theater, you name it, I did it. My dad sat through the painful days of me trying to be a country girl and going to every 4-H meeting I could. My mom sat through singing lessons twice a week listening to my tone-deaf self sing the songs I was positive would take me to Broadway. But all of these things were temporary. I never stuck with any of them for very long. These activities made me happy for the time being, but I would always get bored of them. Then I got into high school, and I felt like everybody was finding who they were, what they were good at, and what they were meant to do in life. Then there was me. I enjoyed when I was holding a golf club or when I was on the back of a horse, but I can't say that I was passionate about it. I wanted that passion everybody else had. The definition of passion is a strong, barely controllable emotion. I wanted something in my life that made me so happy I couldn't stand the thought of living without it. I just didn't know how to find it. One thing I knew was that I was happy when I was helping others. I volunteered for different things, but they were normally just temporary opportunities or one-time events. So I decided to look up some volunteering opportunities that sparked an interest for me, but would also allow me to volunteer on a regular basis, and that's when I found Special Olympics. Through Special Olympics, I had the opportunity to work with individuals with special needs. The Olympians on this team were full of joy and love, and everything they did put a smile on my face. I found my passion. It was not a cliche interest, but instead an unbearable and uncontrollable emotion I felt towards individuals with special needs. I wanted to do everything in my power to care for people with special needs, so I began to explore career options. I went back and forth on different possible career paths that would offer me the privilege of working with people with special needs. For a long time, I was set on becoming a dentist for people with special needs, but I felt it would be hard to specialize in dentistry with an emphasis on people with special needs, so I changed to a special education teacher, but I could not accept the idea of working in a school rather than in a hospital. After the frustration, I decided to change my focus of working with people with special needs, and I started to look solely for jobs that would allow me to work in a hospital setting. I thought about becoming a nurse, a radiologist, and even for a moment I thought about becoming a sign language interpreter. I was lost. I lost sight of my passion, and I was so scared for college. Then one day, I was venting to a friend about how I was so unhappy with all of my possible degree options, and I said, I just want to work with people with special needs and feel happy. And my friend said, I think you would make a great occupational therapist. I had never heard of an occupational therapist before, so I looked it up and I realized that it was my dream job. I called my mom frantic and overjoyed that I had found a job that was so perfect for me. I shadowed a few different occupational therapists in different settings, and every time I fell more and more in love with the career. Through shadowing, I learned that I was very interested in working with acute care patients, the elderly, along with people with special needs. I no longer have to worry about not knowing who I will become because I know exactly who I want to be. By discovering my passion for working with people who need cared for or have a disability, I have found a career that I am so passionate about. I plan to obtain a degree in health science and progress into an occupational therapy program at either IUPUI or UIndy. Afterwards, I hope to spend every day of my life serving the individuals who need help through rehab to not only help them heal physically, but also emotionally. With this occupation, I will never spend a day of my life working, but instead living out my passion every single day.